So today, we found a stable Recombobulator, which recombobulates items into new items, and it was kind to us by giving us a Sun Shield and a Wisdom Pup, which may have led to us creating an army of block stacking dogs. But hey, will it be enough to make it around 18? Let's find out. Okie dokie, let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the big old Berserker once again, and we do start off with a fanfare. Awesome. Now frying pan on sale, hell yeah, piggy bank as well, crazy. Now we could actually craft up Sir Sand here, you know what? Let's actually do it. I'm going to roll once. That's a freaking axe. I do kind of want to keep our fanfare here though. But we could sell our fanfare just to grab our axe. I'm kind of down for it though. You know what I'm going to. Starting with an axe, pretty awesome. Let's sell our frying pan here. I'm going to take a garlic for a little bit more defenses. And I kind of want to grab ourselves a set of heal grabs with a bit of storage as well. But I'm going to move on with this for now. And we'll see. I'm taking Sir Sand so we can actually start stacking up damage on our axe a little bit more safely. So we don't take as much damage, but we're going to be inflicting a lot of blind on ourselves as well as our opponents. So unfortunately, we do end up losing our first round here, which is not as ideal as I'd like it to be. Now let's grab our storage, let's grab our healing herbs, let's grab our stone. And yeah, that's going to be a quick round here. Is this going to be good enough? We'll see. Our opponents will have 1 in power, so all their weapons are going to be dealing quite a bit of damage. But can we scale up the damage on our axe here safely? We'll see if we do get our battle rage, we do trigger items a little bit faster. And is it going to be enough here? Because we are missing quite a bit. We're actually making this axe miss more. And holy moly. Yeah, that's not great. Now more healing herbs I would gladly take. We can take a little forging hammer here, which I do kind of want to grab. Self-blue brace. I'm going to take another freaking blind here. And we do have to grab this ladder bag. Also, the lump of coal as well. I'm actually going to sell our set of blue brace so we can actually grab that, because once we actually start stacking that into our armor, we can actually resist some of the debuffs we do inflict on ourselves. Now, the unfortunate thing is, our opponent does start off with luck, which means blind is not going to be as prevalent, and they also have an eye lamp too, meaning that this is always going to have a decent bit of accuracy here, as well as them inflicting some blind on us. So maybe Sir Sand here, yeah, was not the best plan. But can we still keep up? It's not looking too bad. We definitely need to add in a second weapon, that's for sure. But hey, we still barely managed to pull ahead. Now we do have Chase to make. We do have Piggy Pinata and we do have a Piggy Bank right here, but Slime Time has been buffed recently and I really want to take it. Now that's literally insane. Hell yeah, I'm going to be taking that. Let's grab our storage. Now, do we actually just go crazy with our stable Recombobulator? Hell yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be offering up everything that we can offer up. I'm going to be moving on and see what sort of craziness this stable, I was going to say unstable, this stable Recombobulator can give us. Now it is actually going to cleanse some of the blind we do inflict on ourselves. It's going to be stacking up our buffs. We probably should keep our axe here. Try to go for a stable Recombobulator double axe type build. But yeah, we're going to be getting rid of it today. Now we are going to be getting an opponent who is inflicting a bunch of debuffs as well, but awesome. Now, we're going to see what sort of craziness we're going to get from this. Okay, definitely not what I was expecting. Dead Sight, honestly, it's a good weapon and all, but I don't think it's that great for the freaking Berserker. Perfect Topaz, on the other hand, also not that great. Yeah, I think we actually got really bad items here. Unfortunately. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab a little wooden sword. I'm going to grab another little goobling. And the thing is, I'm going to be offering up our Perfect Topaz with this Dead Sight. Unfortunately, that's exactly what we're going to have to do. We do have our armor in. I'm going to be crafting that up. And yeah, we're going to be moving on. Dead Sight is kind of amazing though, because we could end up going for a Serpent Staff type build, but we've no broom, so yeah, there's no real other ways that we can stack up poison all that much. But it is going to be quite good DPS for this round, that's for sure. 7 DPS, but this is also going to be 7 DPS. So actually, maybe we could be in trouble here, because that axe is going to be scaling up. We probably should have kept our own axe here, but can our little gooblings with super fast items here keep us alive? Give us that heals. And you know what? Awesome. Now come on, give us something crazy, and holy moly. Sun Shield, Dog, Spectral Dagger. That is crazy. Sun Shield with the dog is going to be kind of amazing. That's also a freaking staff. And I really wish we didn't craft this up because we got ourselves a bloody amulet on sale. We actually really want to keep this with the dog too. That's for sure. We don't actually have to go with the wolf emblem, but when you get a wisdom pup, it kind of makes you want to go for it. Let's grab our broom. I'm going to sell our little Starve Courage and this gemstone. And I'm going to craft up this magic staff. The thing is, what are we going to get rid of with our unstable Recombobulator? Definitely want to craft up the pup. I'm going to get rid of our Spectral Dagger actually. We could keep it and go for a Hammer Dagger type build, but I do actually want to be getting rid of this as much as possible. But we also want our Sun Shield beside our doggo here because every time we're going to be generating a block with this, our Sun Shield should be able to deal that damage. Now we really want this bloody amulet, whether we're going to sacrifice it with our stable Recombobulator, or whether we want to craft up another vampiric armor. But I mean, this Sun Shield should be able to block an absurd amount of damage, especially range damage as well. So these stones are actually not going to be doing as much, which is going to be awesome. We should be able to get tons of heals. That's for sure. We should be able to stack up quite a few buffs with our stable Recombobulator and cleanse a bunch of debuffs from our opponent as well. Now the thing is, they do have tons and tons and tons of healing, so we kind of actually outpace this here. Because all of a sudden that Shelly could bring him back to full HP all of a sudden, and we could be in big trouble. And it's going to be a super long fight, that's for sure. But hey, awesome. Not too bad, and we're going to get ourselves a big old magic staff right now. Okay, we got ourselves a protective little purse. Now we can also craft up a vampiric goobert here. Maybe that's something we actually want to do. So I'm going to take this. I also want to take ourselves another set of blueberries. And I also want to take this hunger blade. So I kind of want to sell our wooden sword here. But maybe we just offer it up instead. We take our little goobling. Now if we keep this gemstone, we can get some regen for a hunger blade here. But I think I'm happy enough with this. Now the bloody amulet is only going to give us 20 max life. It's going to give us vampirism, but our main weapon is going to be a magic staff, which is a ranged weapon, so vampirism doesn't do anything with that ranged weapon. But we should be able to generate up a lot of damage for ourselves while blocking a lot of damage, while also stacking up a bunch of block with a wisdom pup as well, which should be awesome. Potentially. Our opponent is going to be stacking up a lot of spikes, but again, we have ranged weapons, so spikes doesn't really do anything for our opponents, except scale up the damage on their turnip, which is going to be constantly out stamina, based on how much speed they have. Okay, so far it's looking pretty good for us. Although this is going to be another super long fight. But hell yeah. Awesome. Stable Recombobulator, providing quite a bit for us. We're going to get our gooberts. What we're going to get, a divine pot, which is not exactly what I want, so I'm probably going to offer that up once again. But let's go for a blood goobert for now. Now it's telling us to go for the Shan mask, which we could take for those runes. Do we actually want it though? We could also go with the fighter. We have lots and lots of defenses. With the sun shields, with the dragon skull armor, with the wisdom pup. Or we could just take wolf emblem, stack up a bunch of wolf pups with the sun shield. I think we're going to have to take that. Now the thing is, I really want the doggo, which I'm going to take, and I really want the hunger blade. That's all our money spent. And we got no room to craft all this, unfortunately. Now here's the thing, we could wait one round. Wait 1 round, get our blood goobert online. I think we're actually going to do that. Now I'm not going to take a blood turn here. With a pineapple, I'm going to move on, and we do have a high chance to lose since we don't have a lot of items actually in our backpack. But also, this doggo placed in this position is only going to get crit chance. It doesn't provide crit chance for magic staff, which is not going to be super ideal. But it is just going to have to do for now. We do actually block a lot of damage, and actually facing a bunch of daggers is crazy insane, to be honest. Now, speaking of crazy insane, how about we just get enough mana from the very beginning with a moon shield? Well, let's grab this funny bag. Let's grab our mana orb. We could also just craft up. We could also just craft up mana thirst, to be honest, instead of actually grabbing this. It would give us mana from the very beginning, but honestly, mana thirst would be kind of nice. I do want to keep our hunger blade though to potentially start stacking up some vampirism for ourselves, but to be honest, I'm going to be looking for a bunch of prismatic orbs potentially. Maybe we'll see. Now we did move our set of rounds, and we're going to use our stable Recombobulator as an activator for gooberts And we're going to get rid of the Divine Pot here. Maybe you do want to keep it, but I think we're going to get rid of it. I did take a regular topaz outside of our weapon here, so it gets more stamina, since we're rocking a second weapon for now. I'm going to be crafting up a magic staff. I also really want to craft up a spike staff, but yeah, I'm going to be moving on with this for now. I'm going to save our 3 golds. We could take the piggy bank here, but Dragon Scale Armor not going to be in, unfortunately. Now, Dragon Scale Armor with the Sun Shield is actually going to be really, really awesome here, because we take a lot less damage during our battle rage, which means it's going to be a lot harder for opponent to stack up more damage, which means our Sun Shield is going to be blocking a ton of damage for us as well. Wait, that's a big damage. I know what? Hell yeah. So far, looking pretty darn smashing. Okay, Shell Totem. Yeah, we really don't want this. Green Emeralds though, I'd gladly take if we did have a Hunger Blade, which we don't have anymore. Now here's the thing. Do we take an enchanted weapons type setup? Do we take double rainbow? Do we take a Dragon Set? Dragon Set is more lifesteal. Enchanted weapons is kind of nice. It does help our mana to stack up a bunch of mana for magic staff, and then our magic staff to use more mana. You know what? I'm taking enchanted weapons today. Enchanted weapons. Let's grab this. Let's roll. I'm going to grab this bit of storage. We really, really need more storage. Do you want an eye lamp here? I don't really mind grabbing an eye lamp. 7 gold though, so I'm not going to take it. And I really want more doggos. More mana orbs. I'm going to sell you. Let's take this water tusk so we can offer that up as well. The only thing is, currently with our setup, we literally cannot craft up anything. Just don't have enough space. Unless we do something like this, which I'm kind of down for. We're going to have to take out 1 set of blueberries. And yeah, we're going to have to move on with this for now. Yeah. But we should have 82% crit chance already, which is amazing, especially with the slime time. These little goblins count as pets. So it's a lot easier to stack up a crit chance super fast. Deal big damage. Now the thing is, that is a double axe with a Dragon Scale Armor. Well, hey, not too bad still. Awesome even. Right, we got ourselves a little hero sword, which is kind of amazing. We could go for a Burning Blade. But I think we want to get rid of it. We will, however, take this Wolpertinger. We'll take this storage as well. And you know what? I might actually offer this up. 12 golds. Hell yeah. Sell you. Let's grab our mana orb. Let's roll once. Fanfare on sale. Now, we could also have went for Cheese Goobert. We could also went for Steel Goobert. But I'm going to take the Potion Belt. I'm going to take the Fanfare because I'm going to be offering that up. Now, the thing is, Wolpertinger actually counts as a pet. So it's actually kind of that we do kind of want to keep. 6 gold on sale for a stable Recombobulator to give us a 12 gold item. Yeah, I probably want to get rid of it. Now the thing is, coal stacking is pretty rough for us, even though we do have 2 little doggos, and I just realized we don't have this doggo beside our Sun Shield. What am I even doing? Yeah, we'll switch around in the next rounds. Wait, so far, can we actually keep up? Because that's an insane amount of cold on us. And you know what? It's definitely looking like so. And awesome. And what are we going to get? Maneki Neku, which is not exactly what I want. We'll take it for now. I'm going to grab you. Let's grab this bit of storage. Let's roll once. And there we go. Now here's the thing. I do have our stable Recombobulator in this position. We could keep our Fanfare, but I kind of want to get rid of it. And yeah, I want to get rid of our Maneki Neku too. But it is great with dogs. But yeah, I'm going to be offering this up with our Fanfare here. Now there is some things we could be trying to target with our stable Recombobulator, but I'm just going to be trying to offer up as much as we can, or whatever we can per round. But I am going to move on. We're going to get our Spike Staff, not in the next round, but in the round after. Now, hey, can we deal with a Burning Blade Dragon type build? This shield is going to have to put in a lot of work for us, that's for sure. We do get a Battle Rage, we take a lot less damage. And you know what? Sun Shield, Dragon Scale Armor, actually looking kind of crazy. We only end up with a 31 DPS. Our opponent had a 36 DPS, but once we get our Spike Staff in, we should be in a much, much better spot. With heals, only 10 healing per second, which is not great. As our block, 20 block per second, which is also not great, but main source of defense comes from our Sun Shields, our damage reduction, which is pretty darn awesome. Now, I do believe we can actually make this a lot crazier, so I'm going to continue on for now. And speaking of crazier, how about a deck of cards with a Bloody Dagger? We could try to go for Ruby Chunks here. If you want to. I'm not sure if we even want a deck of cards here, because we're already looking for quite a few items here. That's for sure. But we're going to start off by crafting up a Spike Staff. I'm going to grab the storage, because I do want to grab our doggo here, and I really want to craft this up. Let's grab another little goobling. We could grab more Dragon Scale Armor, which I don't necessarily actually want, to be honest. Now, if we had one more Flame here, we could actually go for second Sun Shield, which would be kind of amazing, especially with the doggos. And we really want our doggo situation to be more like this, that's for sure. The only thing is our stable Recombobulator isn't really going to be bobbulating anything here, which is not going to be so great. The only thing about enchanted weapons in this setup is it's pretty darn difficult to get the enchanted weapons on both our Magic Staff and our Mana Torch right now. We'll also get the crit chance on our Wolf Emblem. We'll also have our Sun Shield down below being targeted by our 3 doggos here. We could just switch it this way, which I'm kind of down for, but then our Mana Orb is in a worse position being here, which is really, really awesome. Okay, I'm going to sell this little gemstone so we can roll. And we could go for Darksaber. I'm going to take this since it is on sale. I really want to grab this stamina sack. As for the deck of cards, I might just offer it up itself here, but the Gooblings here in this position is probably the best we're going to get in terms of position for our Blood Goobert here to get as much lifesteal as possible, but I think we're just not going to offer up anything this round. We're going to move on, and we'll see how we get on with this. Once we get our Spike Staff though in, we should be able to start stacking up some more power. So our doggos and our weapons deal a lot more damage with that power stacked up. Now we are going to begin a Ripsaw Blade with a chin up. So they're going to be trying to steal our buffs, reduce a lot of scaling damage. But can we beat them down before that becomes super prevalent? Because we do block a lot of damage, do have lots of spikes, and you know what? Not even close. Hell yeah. And we got our Spike Staff. Little Forging Hammer, let's grab our storage. Let's grab this and offer that up pretty much instantly. And yeah, gonna roll here. Okay, Prismatic Orb I really want to grab. Also, we could actually go for Moon Shield as well, being way too defensive. Now, in terms of our enchanted weapons, this is probably the best we're ever going to have it. But this dog also deals +2 damage per each pet as well. So it actually really wants to be in between a bunch of pets as well. That's going to give us a ton of Vampirism, especially for our Blood Goobert as well. Now the thing is, I'm actually going to take this freaking Whetstone and going to place it in as crazy as position this is. I'm going to be offering up 2 gold, 7 gold, 4 gold, 13 gold worth of items. Makes me really want to offer up this flame as well. But are we going to potentially lose the round for this? No, I'm actually going to. I really want this Prismatic Orb, I really want the Holy Armor, and I want a chance to get more Prismatic Orbs. Wait, we do have an 82% crit chance. We could be using our little Gooblings here to get more crit chance. But we'll see. We should be able to stack up our power from our Spike Staff. And with enchanted weapons, we should try to be able to get a little bit more as well. Once stacking up our mana, while having a ton of Vampirism, keeping us healthy. We're also blocking a lot of damage with our Sun Shield. And you know what? Amazing. Hell yeah. Now what are we actually going to get? Something crazy? Okay, that is genuinely crazy actually. Also, we can actually use this to get a bit more block. It's not going to be insane, regular Sapphires. You do need to stack up an insane amount of freaking mana to actually get some crazy value from this. I'm going to grab this Prismatic Orb pretty much instantly so we can start off with more Vampirism for Blood Goobert as well. I'm going to take this too. As for Amulet Feasting, you know what? Yeah, we're going to be offering that up. Now the thing is, we actually want to start placing some magic items near this too, so we start off with more mana for our Spike Staff so we can have that instantly going too, but for now it's going to have to do this well until we get a little bit more storage. Now with these 2 little Gooblings and the extra doggo added in, we should have pretty much 100% crit chance on all our weapons, which is going to be nice. And you know what, I'm going to move on, we're going to get a Moon Shield, we're going to get even more block, which is going to be nuts. And we'll see. Can we keep up with another dragon type build? Now they'd actually benefit a lot more by having all their dragons beside their Burning Blade. The thing that is going to actually do a lot of work for them is that Amulet Darkness, since there's going to be a lot of effect damage. But hey, that's some big old damage coming from our side too. Hey, what do we get? Okay, cards. I got Amulet of Alchemy. Now, do you want to grab this? Bird on Silver 4, I'm going to have to grab 2 as we roll. And I do want to grab this bit of storage too. Now, the thing is, I really want to fit this down here. So we'll have to figure out how the frick we're going to do it. And it's pretty much solved. So we should be able to get a ton of block, deal a ton of damage with our Sun Shield. Once we get this into Moon Shield, we should be able to deal a ton more damage. But this is going to be a super defensive build with a ton of lifesteal, a bunch of block. It's going to be kind of nuts. Are we happy enough moving forward with this? I'm going to be offering up our Amulets of Alchemy with our stable Recombobulator. And I'm going to be moving on. Now, I wish we could offer up more, so we have a chance to get another amulet, because We'll see. Actually, that should be able to give us our amulet. Now, we are taking on False Life with a opponent who's going to be removing all our buffs, so any empower we do stack up, it's not going to be that great. Unfortunately. But we still have 100% crit chance. That's a lot of blinds stacked up on us. But can we actually keep up? Because we got tons and tons of block. And the longer the fight goes on, the more that these actually stack up our block as well. Which is going to be nuts. And there's no cold on us, which is awesome. Only blind and poison, which is not so great. But can we still keep up? It's looking super close, actually. We do still have our battle rate, so our dogs actually trigger faster and faster. And you know what? They're actually giving 23 block, which is kind of nuts. Up to 24 block. And just 1 HP in a dream. That was actually insane. Hell yeah. Okay, we got ourselves a torch, which not exactly what I'm looking for. But we got ourselves another pup. We're going to roll once. I'm going to roll here. Okay, how many pups can we get? How about all of them? I really want more storage. Although we are a little bit conflicted on where we want to position our stuff. We could craft up Paradise Burb here. If you really, really wanted to as well. But the thing is, we actually really want to put our pup down here. But it does mean for this round, I'm going to craft this up. Now we could take one final doggo. We won't be able to craft it up though, since this is the final round to craft. That's for sure. But we want as much dogs around our Sun Shield as possible. So we could actually do something like this. That could be genuinely crazy, but we do need to craft this up. And we do need a crit chance still. So we're going to start our torch here. We're going to grab our Wisdom Pup. We wanted to grab this hat. You know what? Let's grab the hat. You know what? We could craft up. You know what? Let's actually just craft this up. Let's tell the bird, instead of offering up anything into our Recombobulator, let's craft this hat up. Now the thing is, we could just sacrifice everything and go for a crazy stable Recombobulator type build. And try to get potentially like a Rainbow Goobert here. But honestly, I like this setup so much. Especially with the Sun Shield and these dogs. I think I'm going to continue on with this for now. But I am going to move on with this for now. Now I know that these doggos aren't really targeting this, but it'll have to do for now. We are going to begin a Knife to Meet You Hammer Dagger type build, which is going to be awesome with our Sun Shield. We should be able to block a lot of that damage. However, they do have an insane amount of power, which is going to be nuts. But can we actually keep up? They do get invulnerability, which might actually push them over the edge. However, we're bringing it back. And awesome. Amazing, actually. Now let's grab our final doggo. Let's roll. We really need some storage. We could try to grab this too. Let's roll again. And this is the dogs we're kind of looking for here. For a little bit more damage. Overall. I probably should keep a little forging hammer because that is actually going to be a good bit of power first. We have most of our dogs around our Sun Shield except for this Wisdom Pup up here, but there's no point craft it up because, yeah, we literally can't craft it up. But the Sun Shield should actually be doing quite a bit of damage for us. As for Capital's Comfort, we literally can't really actually place it in just yet. We do need to figure out a way how we're going to place it in. We could actually forego this dog and keep this in because healing reduction is also going to be nice. It's also nullifying a lot of buffs, which is also going to be worth it. So think about actually foregoing this little dog. Am I crazy? Probably. I do want to grab this bit of storage, so I'm going to sell you to grab it for now. And that means we should be able to start stacking up our power from the get-go since we do have a Prismatic Orb with some mana generation. Now we could sell our little tiny Goobling here, but I really, really don't want to. And I think this is going to be our final builds. Now our Moon Armor isn't going to give us a ton of armor. We could have prioritized a lot better, but I mean, we really want to protect our Sun Shield. It's still going to be 90 block. 90 block with another 40 block Jordan Battle Rage. With insane stacking, well I say insane stacking, it's pretty slow stacking block from these dogs. It's one every trigger and they trigger every 4 seconds. The longer the fight goes on, the more and more block we're going to get. Especially with more Wisdom Pups now, they're not going to be beside actual pets, which is not going to be as ideal. We're going to place this one over here to try and increase the speed of this one too, but yeah, it's going to have to do for now. Anyway, let's go and see if it's going to be good enough. Can we actually win out? We're going to slow this one down. We are going to begin a cold stacking snow cake squirrels. We have so much freaking dogs to cleanse all that cold. As long as they don't go turbo notes stacking colds, yeah, we should be in a pretty good spot. We also reduce their healing with our Capital's Comfort and nullify a lot of their buffs, making it a lot harder to get their Excalibur online, even though they pretty much have it. Now they're actually getting a crazy absurd amounts of empower. But hey, we're nullifying an insane amount of buffs, which is kind of nuts. I've done quite a bit of damage to them, but can they actually bring it back? We still have tons and tons of block. Every time our dog does actually trigger. Right now, should actually deal some effect damage from our Sun Shield. But it isn't going to be enough here because our opponent does have an insane amount of power with that Excalibur. They're dealing quite big damage to us, but we're going to get our Battle Rage. Triggering our dogs a little bit faster. Stacking up our block a hell of a lot faster. And we also got a decent bit of power too. And it's looking super close actually. But actually, can we win out? Hell yeah, just barely in time. Our opponent did have 990 max life. But hey, we did end up with a 81 DPS, being our Mana Thirst, our Spike Staff, our Bloody Dagger, Courage Pups, Sun Shield, dealing 170 damage, even though we did have a bunch of dogs as well. Now, as for heals, we did end up with 20 healing per second, but we had no Vampirism. If we actually kept our Vampirism here instead of being stalled away from all these little squirrels, our healing will be a lot higher. Definitely will be a lot higher. And as for block, we do end up with about a 40 block per second, with 800 block within 20 seconds. It's a decent bit of block. Being our Wisdom Pups, getting a ton of block first. But anyways, we did survive 5 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 25. Rank is up an insane amount actually. But we are back in the Masters, which is awesome as ever. But hey, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in history and we're going to see can we deal with some other type builds here. We are going to begin a super fast Bloodthorn, scaling accuracy and scaling damage with tons of healing. Now we do have some healing reduction, which is awesome, stop our opponent from healing as much. But can they break through armor because they do have a Sapphire here? So if there's any opponent that could beat us, it's going to be a Sapphired weapon. But hey, it's not going to be even close. Anyway, can we deal with a crazy double axe with lots of speed here? We're going to have lots of speed, enchanted weapons, we're going to have lots of scaling, especially with the eye lamps as well. And a ton of heal reduction. And they have those sapphires. What I said before is a sapphire weapon could take us out, but hell yeah, we take them out before that can even happen. Now, can we take on the Brass Knuckles Spike Staff type build? This is what our build could have actually become. But with that Sun Shield, yeah, we block so much other damage from the get-go, taking all our stamina, make it a lot harder for our opponent to actually deal a ton of damage to us. And you know what? Yeah, it's not even close.